you doing, by the way? We doing good?
Ayo.
Good, brother.
There we go. We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Paragon, the Overprime partner panel, where we have a lot to talk about this week. Souleve dropped a ton of bombs on us, just all kinds of updates, some crazy roadmaps, a bunch of stuff that I don't think any of us were really expecting, judging from what they've said in the past. It's even better than we thought it was going to be. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. I'm the Mangoose. Joining me, as always, is Stunt. How you doing, Stunt?
Good, Mangoose. Good. How have you been?
Great.
Damn, this roadmap. I can't wait to get into it. But before then, how is Ego doing? How are you doing, brother?
I'm dying, and I would say slowly, but whatever it is I have is taking me rather quickly. So if I'm not talkative as much as what I normally am, I apologize. My throat, it speaks to breathe right now. But Lo, you look like you're doing much better than I am. And that background is super sick, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's the Mario background. What's up, everyone? I hope everyone's having a great Friday afternoon. With Ego being sick, showing up on the camera, absolutely no shirt, topless. And he's like, what did the camera do to my shirt? It took us a few minutes for his camera to recognize that he actually has a shirt. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. Today we have a couple of hot topics regarding, in the light of the new events coming and news coming from Paragon the Overprime, where finally the awaited patch is coming soon, and we're here to share it with you guys.
So before we get to the big updates, let's talk about the community corner that they did, because that came out first. The community corner came out first, and then all of these updates with the roadmap stuff came out second. But even during the community corner, they revealed, I thought the next hero was going to be Grim. No, it's going to be Wukong. It's going to be Wukong, and he's already going to have a skin. There's a few things they said that worried me, but what do you guys think? Ego, obviously you are excited for Wukong. What do you think?
Oh man, dude, I was a really big Wukong player, lads, back in the day. I loved Wukong. I couldn't recognize though how incredibly broken the character was. With the item and the ability to turn waves on itself, there would be cases where someone would be like, I'm gonna back, and I'm gonna be like, cool, I just took your tier 2, and I would like to welcome you back into lane. I'll catch you later, air walking out. He's such a fun kid, and I think his gameplay and his aesthetic will attract a lot of players to him. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to balance him for this type of game.
Just to answer chat real quick, when is the Wukong update? They didn't put out any dates, but we're assuming the 21st or the 22nd, because that's when the winter event ends. So they gotta patch that out. To be perfectly honest, I'll be happy to see the snow map go. It was cool for a little bit, but I'm tired of it. But
it might be earlier. Don't quote us on it, because I do remember either Ranger or Bumblebee. One of them put out said that they're gonna have a big patch mid-January. So mid-January, I'm guessing they might make an announcement sometime next week and probably put it out 14th, 15th, or whatever it is. But I did hear mid-January was gonna be one of their big patches.
Yeah, lines up with whenever the snow map goes away. Thank God for that.
So the 22nd, they're taking away the snow map. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's
they readjust. I mean,
they've proven over the past couple days that we can't trust them. They're going to sneak up and drop a bunch of bombs on us. I'm saying, it's probably the 21st. Tomorrow we'll have Wukong, and I'm sitting here looking like a absolute idiot. NureOnna, what do you think about Wukong's addition to the game?
I'm very happy. The other side of happy. I hate Wukong. I don't want to run after that motherfucker. I do not want to. I already have to, run away from somebody who chases me all the time, and I hate him so much, and it's Wraith. So now with the addition of Wukong, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the olden Paragon days. He's the first hero to actually be brought back since, Fault. In the light of having predecessor right now, this is the first time actually having Wukong since Paragon, went away a couple years back. So I'm not sure. I'm on the iffy side. I hope he's not too annoying, because I'm pretty sure now with this new update, we're going to see a lot of them. We're going to see a lot of dodges. We're going to see a lot of Wukongs. There's going to be a Wukong in every single team. Probably TheEgoist name under each and every one of them. And it's going to get pretty annoying. So I hope, I don't know, I hope we're able to find a hero that can counter him. Or like some cards to just shut that man down, Because I don't like chasing around him the whole map the whole time. So yeah, that's my take on Wukong.
Very polarizing hero. Very polarizing. I mean, they said, excuse me, I'm very sorry.
Gave it to Mangoose.
Oh no, I was sick for the past couple days, and anyway.
On my mic, my mic is wearing a mask because if you blow too much, won't cross through to me.
So with Wukong, like he's a pain in the ass to deal with because he changes the way you have to play the game. You have to play around Wukong. That's the way it was in Paragon. We don't know if that's going to be the way he's going to be in Paragon the Overprime. But I mean, Ranger said that they want to bring him back the way he was in Paragon. I need to go get some water. I'll be right back.
So smooth transition. As far as them bringing the character back, it's especially like a copy paste of it. Here at Pop COVID Corner. I think that even if they copy paste drop him into the game exactly as he was, it won't necessarily be as bad as what it previously was in the original launch. Because, for example, the lanes the minions especially, push a lot slower. It's hard to get a larger set of waves that do push the towers, at least as the game is currently. Outside of that, it's a much more kill-intensive early game. So I just don't see, especially with the size of the map, him being as good of a split pusher as he used to be without putting the team at a disadvantage. And now that Mangoose is back, I need to blow my nose.
I think Wukong's biggest issue in the OG Paragon days was the fact that he can ult a tower, walk away, and have his ult or his abilities do damage. I've noticed that in Paragon the Overprime, you can't use abilities for towers, if I'm not mistaken, right? So if they take giving damage to a tower with an ability, that kind of gives a small disability to Wukong.
Yeah, I mean, that's
would be there, but he wouldn't be able to just drop an ult or do something and then walk off while that tower is being destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it should have been for like in Paragon. Abilities didn't deal damage to towers either. But Wukong's 84,000 hairs didn't count as an ability. That counted as basic attack damage, all of his clones. Mm-hmm. They took a little bit of his crit and attack speed and all that stuff. So if they change it to where his clones deal ability damage, it'll be perfectly fine. But if it still does it the way it does it, then yeah, you're going to have to take 2 people out of your team to stop Wukong from pushing for the win, which is going to leave everybody else at a disadvantage in a 3v4 team fight. It was horrible game design on Paragon's part. Wukong was horrible game design on Paragon's part. I know people loved him and loved his kit, but who doesn't love a hero that you can crush a team on by yourself? You know what I mean? That doesn't mean he's a well-designed hero. Souleve
against you until he's against you, and then you just cuss the shit out of him and say,
"Hey." Yeah, Souleve's going to have to do something to fix it so it doesn't repeat history with Paragon, because Paragon had to remove him from the game. That's how bad he was.
In a situation like Paragon the Overprime, when you can get mini prime at minimum twice before big prime comes up, by then you already have your ult. You know what I mean? To put Wukong's ability or his ult doing damage to towers or minions, you're giving them a huge advantage on top of that prime. Yeah. And like some of the community members were saying, if that happens, you can potentially ruin the game for a lot of your fans. If you have prime dropping in one location and Wukong ulting in another lane,
I mean, you could just separate. You could just separate the team. You can literally have 2 people guard where Wukong is in case he's going to be like a ratty pusher, That's what he's known for, like the rat pushing. While everybody's fighting on one side, he's on the other side taking your tower, and then he runs away and gets away with it. But if we separate the team, we split it. If that case happens where the Prime goes to one spot and Wukong's on one spot, we can counter him that way. The thing is that, how like we were talking last week that minions do not, even if you set the wave, the minions won't push in favor and keep going, right? Like I'm worried like later in game when that happens, does he really even need minions to be in that inhibitor to actually push it by himself?
No, he didn't in Paragon.
He did in Paragon.
He did not in Paragon. He didn't need anybody with him in Paragon. And Taboo, he did not dominate teams, but he dominated games. He won. Yeah. He won games by himself.
With us being able to like go in the inhibitor, like any steal can go in the inhibitor, tank it, and people would be hitting it. I'm thinking like, how much is he going to be able to just tank that inhibitor without needing even Prime, without needing anything? There's a certain period in the game. If he's building enough armor, when he has that damage on top of that, he's good to go by himself.
So
I wonder if they're going to make the inhibitors hit harder maybe later in the game or something.
I don't think that in this iteration of the game as it stands currently, so towers definitely, they're free. Like discount aisle clearance, and he just got like his food stamps in. You leave the lane, he's taking that tower. As far as what inhibitors go, I don't think he's going to be able to take it as easily as we discussed earlier, with the map being as long as it is, as large as it is. With the old, especially Monolith Paragon map being more condensed, it was a lot easier for him to get more into friendly territory very quickly. And I agree with Mangus when he said he didn't dominate teams, he dominated games. You completely have to change around your play style and how you play the game and how your objectives are oriented when a Wukong's in the game, even if he's not the jungler. A Wukong solo, a Wukong carry, if he is not on the map, he is just as liable to be taking, possibly in this iteration of the game, could be taking Spirit, he could be taking Prime, he could be pushing up a wave just to split push over and help take someone else's power. The problem to me is, if they drop him into the game as he is now, he feels more or less like a little mini Prime. Like Wukong the character is like the mini Prime buff. You drop him in a lane, maybe he doesn't take the tower, but he's going to put a lot of damage on it, and then he's going to be out. And the trades for objectives versus your liability to either catch him, even with the larger map, being as low as they are, especially since they're keeping that airwalk, chef's kiss, he just has so much presence that I don't think you can put him into the game without having his clones deal ability damage instead.
And stealing Prime, stealing Spirit is going to be a piece of cake.
Imagine, and he has a gem to teleport, and then he has sprint mode.
I don't think stealing will, right? I don't think stealing will be super easy for him, because he never was one to like Wukong, as far as like team fights go, never like could hop in and just do like instant, like let's say like burst damage. Let's say like the threshold for that is like 2 to 4 seconds. It was, he would get under your tower for 10, and over the like gradual increasing of the amount of hairs from its passive or ults that would pop up, the damage scaling would just go like boop, 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 and you don't have a tower anymore. Also, this game feels like it has a fair amount of CC, so maybe CCing him out of just stealing an objective could be something viable. But with his mobility, I could definitely see him like picking up what's the jungler item? Oh god, I'm forgetting. A smite, and just like air walking over, stealing it, and it being very hard to catch him afterwards.
I don't remember when he ulted in OG Paragon. Were his clones killable?
No.
They just
Do you think it'll fix it a little bit if they make his clones killable?
Clones killable, like by if you attack, you have to kill his clones first and then to kill him.
If like if like Balika does her seismic wave and damages clones or does something, like having some kind of a ability damage or reaction to the clones. In OG, I remember when he popped it, I just didn't remember if you were able to damage it. And in this game, if like, let's say, if they are bringing back his old kit and he's going to start doing ability damages on towers and on objectives and all of that, maybe allowing us to target clones to minimize the damage. I mean,
you introduce a whole new problem right there, that you can't damage Wukong because he's got clones all over the place. You can't kill his team because he's got clones all over the place.
He's not an octopus with multiple hands where he'll get weaker if you like kill his clones. Or something.
That would be cool.
You're not making it weaker. You're just not allowing, because if his ult is a 3-second, 5-second duration, for those 3-5 seconds, he's doing damage.
No, it's permanent.
It's your tower, or you know what I mean?
His ultimate is permanent.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't turn it on and off. He always spawns. Yeah, it's a passive ultimate. That's. I mean, if it works if it works the way it does, like it did in Paragon. Well, Paragon, you had different cards that could help counter him. You had the one card that would help. You could make it a tower completely immune for 3 seconds. So if he was beaten on it, you could immune the tower from far away and give your team time enough to rotate over and save it. You had Awaken the Emmerich, where you could swap a minion wave over. So if he pushed with a big minion wave, you could change all of his minions to your minions and kill him that way. Richter was always a great counter to Wukong. Unfortunately, we won't see Richter until May. That's exciting, though. We get to see Richter in May, but I think
they're growing his pull. They're growing his pull from now until May. His pull is so long.
They're stretching it out.
If Wukong is gonna run, he's just gonna, you know how like the infinite rock on Rampage, you throw it all the way to the base. I think his pull is gonna be all the way to the base. So whichever Wukong is gonna be, it's just gonna snag him right out. It's gonna be a fishing pole. Well,
I think FaZe is going to be a really good counter. FaZe in her current iteration will be a really good counter to Wukong if his kit stays the same.
But they shortened her. What's called her pole. Her pole range got shortened when she got the nerf.
Yeah.
If he just dashes time with his gem and you are on a cooldown, I think that's it. There's no way you can catch up to him anymore.
That's fine. It's preventing him from jumping up in the air and walking over the air to get away. You could just jerk him right back out of the sky with FaZe. I mean, anybody can get away from FaZe with the blank item, but
true.
It's on a cooldown for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. I think if you use Mutant Poe and turn him into a fish while he's trying to use that one ability to run away, he'll be gone. He'll put on a cooldown and you can shut him down.
What do you guys think? Would Iggy be a good counter to Wukong because of his turrets?
So.
I'm ready, Rain. I'm ready.
I'm not. Oh my god, that's too much chaos. Iggy means chaos. Imagine a Wukong and an Iggy on one team taking Prime. Iggy sends the turrets and runs away, and
we don't know what kind of Iggy it is, but I'm just giving you if it is turret Iggy, whether it's the fire turrets or the machine guns.
I don't think so. He's still immobile to too much with Wukong, in my opinion. The biggest problem with Wukong wasn't only the damage he could do to your towers, because in my opinion, his team fight wasn't that great. It was okay. He had a couple good tools in the kit that he could utilize to have an impact on it. And if he did get someone kind of locked down and he built a little bit of the slow card, he could help burst somebody down. But Iggy is too stationary, and a big problem with Wukong is his inherent mobility. He's getting to places faster, or was at least, than any other character could get. And it led to these instances of he could, in what would most cases be considered overextend, and just go unpunished for it, which allowed him to accumulate a lead, do invades, take towers. And that kind of gradual accumulation just led to like that late game, just like, I hate this game, like feeling that Wukong would sometimes give people. So Iggy with Teardrop, I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live in a world where Iggy's first time building Teardrop. Oh my god.
We'll get to Iggy fairly soon, but let's move on from Wukong and talk about the other hero that they talked about, which was Mako, short for mascot, so Mako maybe. Yeah, it's a brand new IP support. They said they're done making Korean Idol over there for Paragon the Overprime, and so he's got like a short little flying squirrel looking guy riding around on a boulder, and he's going to be a support. So what do you guys think of Wacko Mako?
A damage support.
Okay, I don't understand that. They're all damage. All supports are damage supports.
That's a caster with extra steps.
Kind of. I mean, when he means, I think when Stunt means like damage support is like, now we see a lot of people take casters as supports. You have more damage basically, even if you're building support items. Well, but I'm excited to see what his kit's going to be about. Like, why is it damage support?
Yeah, even if it's not a caster, I mean, they're podcast the podcast that they did for Overprime, they did say it's a damage support, and they mentioned it a few times. And they also said that ball that he's rolling on is gonna be able. They're gonna be able to. You're gonna be able to use it as an ability. So now, whether that's an alt, whether like I don't know if he's gonna be a physical damage, he's gonna be like that little annoying squirrel that's gonna be jumping around, slapping you. Like there's a hero like that in Smite, right?
Reditasker.
There you go.
Yeah.
So again, when they keep saying damage support, I've never heard that term. It's either support or.
I mean, when I think damage support, I think of Faye. Like Faye supports via damage a lot of times, but she still has supportive abilities. But like even Decker is a magical damage support. Like she deals magical damage with her stun. She deals magical damage with her bubble. Like I don't understand why the stress was put so much on magical damage support. But anyway, I think it's fucking going to be great to have another support. Hopefully he has some pretty basic supporting abilities that isn't just a straight up caster that they're calling a support. But I don't know. What do you guys?
I'm very happy about the character model.
Yeah, it looks really good.
There's a new character model, and a new character. We needed somebody in support. They did not tease us enough with Mako, with like his kit, and like if he's holding something in his hand, so we can maybe tell if he's going to be, physical or not. Is he gonna, get off of his scooter or whatever he's on and just roll it into the enemy? We don't know. Like it's very you can picture a lot of things, and so many ideas come through. But I'm pretty excited for support in general, because me as the support main, I'm personally very wanting a new support in line here.
Yeah,
it's been a minute that the supports have been just repetitive. This is the first one in a minute for us. I think
this is going to be a perfect support for NureOnna.
Why?
Because
it's a rodent. Because it's a rodent.
No. Because I've played against supports who kind of sustain and lane and stuff, and I've seen your aggressive support side. And if this is a damage support, like they keep emphasizing, I can see you. I can see you using this hero, because you're more on the aggressive side.
Sure.
You're the type that'll W key when you find the right opportunity. Not all supports do that. Usually they stay back.
Always the smart thing to do, depending on your enemy and depending if your carry's capitalizing with you. There's nothing wrong with building a crit Decker, for example. I do it all the time, guys. I encourage you, take a red gem on Decker and build her crit and go with her along the way. But
public service announcement: do not build crit Decker in ranked. I will personally find you, and I will cut your Ethernet cord. Don't you dare.
She hurts. When you build damage like that on Decker, she fucking hurts.
I believe you, but you know what else hurts with you starting Redstone? A lot of last hits I'm getting. So, I need you to take your gold, and I need you to ward like a good little support. I'm talking to a couple support mains. I better get back in line. But no.
I'm also hoping that because the color scheme that they chose, like the green ball, he probably has healing abilities too. I'm hoping like that.
Like an Arbash?
Ball. Possibly, yeah. Not just the damage they keep talking about, but like possibly have like an Arbash ability where he can heal, or she, or whatever creature it is.
Green equals health. We know this from video games.
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna have something like that, because
I don't think so either.
Damage support, I think his damage is gonna be coming from his support side. Is gonna be coming from is that he's gonna be having abilities to maybe stop or hinder, just like Faye. Like she can stop you and she can slow you. Like for example, Decker can knock you. Maybe that's the side of his damage support. If he was a truly full support, that's where I would be thinking, would he have healing abilities as a true healer? That's what I'm thinking there.
Did you guys also notice something as we're talking about this new hero? In their podcast, they only had a concept art with the hero. We didn't see any abilities. We didn't see a 3D rendering. And yet we know that Adele exists, but we're getting Mako before Adele.
Mako first, yeah.
Okay, but I actually have this. I've had this screen up for a little bit because I brought up the screen with all the new heroes. They have his 3D render in that.
Oh, they
Just because they didn't have it in OP for the record doesn't mean they don't have it.
I mean, I know for under the new heroes, right? That says March. But I mean, in game, like they gave us only concept. They didn't give us any. I was surprised because we know that Adele exists. Yeah, so it's very interesting that they put Adele near the end. Or
I think it's because of what they said. People are getting tired of all the pop stars.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up earlier. Was one of the bigger things that I was happy about is them kind of showing us what they are capable of outside of making hot, skinny girls who do a lot of damage.
Hey! Are you inferring to the new Sparrow skin?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, the no Sparrow skin.
I'm trying to get the Masters just so I can be sure I get that skin. No, the skin looks cool, but no, I'm very happy that they are kind of showing their wheelbox of things they can do, and I'm looking forward to seeing the animations of how it's going to play, how it's going to look, how it's going to work, how smooth it's going to be. Because Cena came out and it was amazing, and I loved it. But one thing I am worried about as far as this is that it might end up being just a mid later with extra steps. Like if they create a support who does AoE damage and has good sustain and et cetera, et cetera. People might just take him to the mid lane because they might be better or more impactful there. But overall, I'm just excited to kind of see what this character is going to feel like more so than Wukong. I'm okay, the monkey's back. Okay, but I'm excited to see what's up with this one.
Well, let's move on to the new heroes. Let's move on to some of these updates, the major updates that they put out. And let's start off with the new heroes since we're kind of on a hero kick right now. So we know Wukong is January, so February next month we're getting Iggy and Scorch and Crunch, two again very beloved heroes by they're sort of they have their cult following. I think Wukong has a cult following. Iggy and Scorch Crunch both have a cult following. The people that like Iggy and Scorch fucking love Iggy and Scorch. People that like Crunch fucking love Crunch. So I think both of these heroes are they're very good strategic additions to bring more people into the game.
Oh yeah,
Iggy and Scorch. I think I was discussing this with Dapper Dice. We were talking about the way it's going to affect how you play when he puts turrets in bushes, and you just can't do anything about it, or you're sprinting along, you're about to gank duo lane, and all of a sudden the turret hits you from the bush, and now you're rooted, and you're like, oh well, fuck.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a problem more than any time Iggy's turrets were a problem. Just because we do get rooted on sprint mode, it's going to really suck if we're not able to see where they're at.
Plus, depending on what the audio cue is, it could completely stop junglers in their tracks, right? You just go put one off kind of close to the side lane, stick to that side, and then Kalari's like, oh, I'm gonna come get you. And then it'll just...
Right? Acting like a ward at the same time.
Then again, I'm down for anything that makes Kalari slightly worse. I hate that character. Jesus Christ. But no, yeah, overall, I'm super excited for Iggy. I do like the new addition they made for Richter that in order for his pull to grab you, you have to have at least 20% crit on. And in order for it to go through the portal, you have to be building 50% crit.
50% crit. And Treasured Sword of the Kingdom.
Yeah, and then it travels across the whole fucking map. But
and if you go past 100%, you go through walls too. So Magus gets what he wants.
And if you break 100%, you get to fly. But no, Greystone, I also feel like is a really good. This lineup would be perfect if it had a little more Morgesh in it. I will say. But
we do not see a Morgesh in here.
It's heartbreaking.
So true.
After looking at this lineup, what's really left? You have Morgesh,
Yen, the Whooper,
Zinx,
the Whooper.
Yen, Zinx, and
Sarah.
Who are we forgetting?
There's definitely more.
No, these are the ones. These are the ones that are left between them.
Wow.
I'm really surprised. I thought Yin would be one of them, really. I was awaiting her. I think she's one of the one hero that was always asked about. Besides, bringing Richter back, besides Iggy, besides Crunch and Adele, I think Yin was... I always hear people saying Yin, we want Yin, because we haven't seen any version of her before.
Oh yeah,
She's very special hero with her abilities and kits. So the Drongo we know about. Yeah, the Drongo we know about. They did tease them in the past. And now suddenly he's pushed back all the way to April. You know, back where they put a little teaser poster up in the Discord and the Twitter where they showed off his kit, like his abilities and stuff. And we never heard anything from there. And then now they jumped to Wukong, pushing back Drongo all the way to April. We don't know what that's about. But as you've said before, Stunt, we're used to you know, Paragon, the Overprime, teasing us with little things and going the other way around and giving you something completely different. But
yeah, because Magus's argument was correct too. You had Grim on this poster at the beginning of the game since early access. So bless you.
Thank you.
So you would think it makes sense for them to have Grim, but
non sequitur. I really appreciate you also being sick, man.
We're all dying over here.
In order to stand in solidarity with me, just
we're all fucking dying over here.
Before the show, you're like, I can't let him go through this long. You like walk around licking homeless people and just
no. Gotta get NureOnna sick too. It's not fair.
No,
we're at like 75%.
Okay, so it's Wukong, Iggy, and Scorch Crunch. Mako is in March, and then April's the Drongo Greystone. I think Greystone's an exciting hero to see. I think
gonna be sick.
He's a lot of fun. He's gonna be really good for new players. Greystone's just one of those new player friendly sort of heroes because he does get he gets to die twice.
Yeah, I like you're like, oh, the character who doesn't die the first time will be great for new players.
Shove him off lane and say, just go play Greystone in the off lane.
I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know if you guys ever saw my Greystone guide. It was pretty good. It was you tape a rock to your W key and then you tape your left mouse click button down, and that's how you play Greystone.
That is how you play Greystone. Nothing gets it through to new players when the time is to retreat, when somebody beats the soul out of your body, sends it to heaven, and then you come back. It is pretty funny. That was his ultimate too, right?
Yeah, and he's another you know, pretty famous solo laner, more than he's a jungler. It's a more famous solo laner that will always push your tower. If you have a Greystone in that off lane, be careful with those rotations.
I 100% agree. Greystone is going to be tower dumping like a motherfucker.
I think this is now seeing Wukong and seeing Greystone, actually those two tower pushes, realize they are bringing 2 tower pushes in less than a period of 6 months, right? From now until I believe April. Well, we got 2 in April, so barely 4 months roughly. And they were talking about decreasing the fighting ability, like how much you fight, the percentage, which was originally 70% fight and 30% gameplay and management. Now with these 2 heroes being added from now until April, and they mainly will be in your solo lane mainly, and they're going to be pushing your towers, that means we're going to be focusing lesser actually on fights and rotating and caring about, oh, we have one of these 2 pushing our towers. I think this manifestation there and bringing those 2 heroes in this fast, I think that all comes along with the play of how they wanted it to be, decreasing the fights.
That's assuming they keep his kit. The most exciting part for me in Overprime isn't which hero comes out. I enjoy the game, so I try out all of them. It's the creativity that goes behind the kits that they bring in.
So Greystone's gonna be throwing his shield like Captain America.
Yeah, well,
assuming his kit stays, assuming Drongo still has, even though they teased like his boomerang and everything, assuming all their kits stay.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward. I told I was talking to Reaper earlier, and I was like, I had like seen a rumor, like it was either Discord or Reddit post that like leaked that like Drongo's ult is changed where if like kills somebody when like he shoots the first one, if you're still in midair, you can shoot like a second one that'll shoot you even further back, and like something crazy like that. And I was like, I don't feel like that's real. But if it is, that would be like, I told Reaper about it. He's like, oh, God, no, God. I was like, that sounds sick. Imagine you're like in the air, you just, and then you just again, like that feels really in tow with kind of like the innovation that Overprime has been all about. And I feel like the changes they have made for the characters have just made them better, funner, more popular. Like imagine Murdoch if he still just had his traps, right? You're just like, oh, I wandered into lane. There's this big glowing thing. I'm going to walk around. I feel like all the changes they've made on the characters have been for the better.
And I think the changes that they're making, they make the characters fun. In OG Paragon, I didn't play Murdoch that much because you just put a trap on the floor. Now it's Murdoch 98% of the time. You know what I mean? So they make the characters fun. Even Gideon, when in the beginning I heard that he's not gonna have his the meteor, his right click, I figured you're just centering or you're doing a pull ability. He's fun to play with.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
They're making all their kits fun, and I can't wait to see what's happening with Greystone.
So after Greystone in May is going to be Grim and Richter. I really want to see what they do with Grim's kit. Richter, of course, I'm excited for Richter. He was my main back in Paragon. But Grim, I think I'm actually a little more excited to see Grim come back than Richter at this point, because FaZe already pulls people, so I'm a little fucking butthurt about that as far as Richter play goes. But you know, we'll see what happens.
Can pull through portals, man.
Maybe he'll also be a pull. You don't know that. Maybe if he'll also be a pull. You have a pull.
Yeah, but
each team, you pull mine, I pull yours.
Yeah, but his won't be a fucking lock one.
Yeah, you gotta get a skill shot. I don't know. Like, imagine, just close your eyes and imagine the team comp of Low inevitably going mid lane FaZe, and then you're also Richter. Every time they think they're away, they're like, oh, I blinked, I got away from the FaZe. You're just like, nope.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if it's not a pull, but it's like he hits him, locks him on, throws him up in the air, and slams him on the ground just to stun him. I mean, shit. I wouldn't mind that.
What if you can't? What if they change it to where like his chain is something that hits, and like phases it stays, but you just can't enter sprint mode while it's attached, and you're like silenced or something. Yeah, like it's like, I don't know. I'm just brainstorming. None of us can possibly get inside the heads of what these guys at Souleve are doing.
It'd be funny if you can throw the chain, lock onto the enemy, and you press E and it electrocutes them or something that stuns them.
Silence the map, yeah.
That'd be so rude.
Then
that for me.
The last hero will be in June, and that's going to be Adele, which we saw for the Paragon Codex. They already data mined a lot of her abilities, so she looks like she's going to have be a lot of fun. She's going to she will also hook people, but she will pull herself to them, a la Sonya from Heroes of the Storm. So I'm really excited for Adele. I think her kit is going to be super cool, a lot of fun, and I love the idea of just a true tank, just hardcore tanking ability.
And I was telling Soul Reaper, I'm going to go back into the comment he made. He said they probably are keeping Adele for last because she might be the cover for Overprime, since it's their first. Probably their first hero they made. And if that is the case, and let's say Adele is being left for the last one, and they're going to go full access after June, there's a lot of updates this roadmap is putting us on that they need to finish in the next 6 months or 5 months.
Yeah.
I don't think we can make that assumption, though, that they can still release her before. They can have her be the poster girl and still release her well before full release. You know what I mean? Let's move on to
on to the next update here.
Major update roadmap is what I'm going to switch it up to. So this is the upcoming major system updates, and they have them in chronological order. However, they don't have any dates. We have console being first, so that's going to be the first major update. Then a hero mastery system, then battle pass system, replay system, user manner rating system, and emotes, which I don't understand why emotes is even on this list.
It was something they seemed excited. They're like, we're doing animations for emotes. I was like, all right, sure, but a battle pass, you say?
Yeah, console, you say? I mean, like,
console's the big thing here.
None of these stack up to the console. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Before we open up the console subject and we get a stampede of community members down here, that user manner rating system,
huge.
Is
huge.
I'm on the wire with that one.
I like it in other games, like you get to upvote or downvote people.
Yeah,
Like if they were like a good leadership
or whatever, sounds like an Uber system.
Yeah.
So if you play in an amazing game, but I want to be a toxic ass, I can potentially ruin it for you, right? If I downgrade you.
Yeah, but you're looking at like the worst case scenario that will happen sometimes. For the most part, people are probably going to use this correctly.
To be like, hey, you carried the game. Thank you. Here's a couple of.
Hey, yeah, you did.
Yeah,
This guy did really good.
If they have like a Smite or the Paladins version of it, where you give them a thumbs up, a good teamwork or good participation, like there's 3 sections.
Yeah.
I'm okay with. But if
they have that like implemented in Overwatch, and the new Overwatch, you know, they upvote you if you know carry the team great and stuff like that.
What I mean is, I hope they don't have a negative one where I'm just gonna be an asshole and be like, you know what, I don't like the way Mangoose played, so thumbs down for him. Like, I'm okay with everything else, giving a good thumbs up, giving a commendation, whatever the case may be, and however they make it.
But why would they do that? They have a report system. Like, why would they ever do that?
Because it says user manner rating. It doesn't say user player rating. Like, it's a manner rating. Like,
you're thinking like your in-game behavior, like you were toxic or you were not toxic.
Like give him a thumbs down or a thumbs up, like Mangus was mentioning. Like that's what it translates to, though.
I agree with the Angel family in chat. Angel family's in chat. Oh, like it's like ye of little faith in humanity. And like I totally understand where you're coming from.
Angel, yeah, I do. You know how many of my ranked games have been ruined because people don't get the hero they want and they throw the game?
I would like to pause for a moment, because if we're talking about ranked games,
we're not talking about ranked games. We're not getting into that shit tonight. So
moving on.
Console, obviously huge. We don't know which console. We don't know when console. We just know console.
Put an S in there. I wish they put an S.
I know, right?
Big deal. S, yeah.
Because we know for 100% certain that PS5 is on the table. PS4 should also be on the table, and Xbox,
per their picture,
we're pretty sure is on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
maybe Xbox, that'll be so huge.
Xbox was not confirmed, correct, Mangus?
No, I don't.
We've seen a PS5 video. We've seen a kit for PS4, but Xbox hasn't been confirmed yet.
So I guess we'll have to see for that.
Yeah, and I think, as we were talking earlier, and it was always a problem till, you know, the community figured it out, where we had no controller support. I know that they don't mention it here in their roadmap updates, but I'm thinking since they said console, I think that's when they're going to release the full controller support with the console update all together in a bundle.
I don't think so. I think controller support's going to be this quarter. We'll get to that on the slide. But controller support is definitely coming before console.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Well, it's what we know from the slides that sent out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I know this is not the biggest thing, but a battle pass system, I have on almost every episode advocated for this within the game.
You have.
The games.
You really have.
Dude, I am a fiend for a good battle pass. I'm also a fiend for apparently some cough drops, because my throat is about to explode as I'm saying the sentence. But no, we've been talking about, like, how can we help the game? How can the game help itself? How can we keep players in the game from dropping? Active battle passes, objectives, things to do on a day-to-day are huge in this type of game. A free game with a bit of a skill curve, this is so big, man. And I feel like it's going to help grow the community and develop it so much more, depending on what is on this battle pass, because I don't doubt that it's going to have a free variation and a paid variation. Depending on how well loaded and constructed this battle pass is, I just think it could be really big, and I am so excited. I am so excited for this, guys. Man, just give me a reason to, like, log in every day outside of doing the dailies. Like, give me a fixed point of something that isn't ranked that we can grind towards.
I'm thinking, would Overprime having a battle pass change the monetization a little bit?
That's what I was thinking, Stunt. I'm hoping that it does well. The battle pass system does well, so that they can lower the prices for other stuff. Like,
or even if they don't lower, you know how there's games where they have a battle pass you can grind for free, But if you want to get that premium kit or whatever you want, you pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just changing the monetization just a little bit, giving people like a package deal, whereas you buy your favorite skins separately. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping it changes the monetization a bit.
Hope it does. I think it's only a good thing. I like to see them making more money off of the game. They reserve rewards to be fairly compensated for the work that they've done. I think a battle pass system is a really good way to do that. The one that hits personal to me, that's near and dear to my heart, is the replay system. Can't wait for that. Hopefully it works just like it did in Paragon, where you just copy the code from your game, send it to somebody, they load it up, and boom, they can watch your game. That makes content creation so much easier.
Yeah, buddy.
Even teaching the game. When somebody says, "What was the mistake I made?" Well, let's go look at it. This is what happened. This is what you did. This is what you shouldn't have done. Teaching the game would be a lot easier. Lo, we can't hear you.
Oh, good, because I was
There you
about to
go.
cut you off. Yeah, I do remember from Paragon, you used to be able to like look down your friends list. You used to be able to see that your friends in a game, and then you just click on it and actually access and go watch them. I'm excited for that, but I'm also like to see how people, other people play, and maybe to learn, maybe just to be there for fun and watch and spectate, and even help them capture content. But like for content creation purposes, 100% the replay system is something we've been waiting for. We were promised something like that before in Faults, and it never came. And now, like, this is the first time. Imagine just being able to like, oh, I forgot to record, because I know there's a lot of people who play the game, and I've came across multiple people telling me, like, for the top 5 plays that we've been, introducing into our podcast here, that, oh, something really great happened in this game, but we weren't able to capture it. My recorder wasn't on, or, it didn't record or something. This is like a great opportunity where, something happened right on, you just go back, rewind, get it, and download it. I'm very excited for that one, too. But the last one, which is emotes, to be honest, I don't know what they mean by that. Just because I recently tweaked my controller, the way I use the controller in the third-party software, and I was able to realize that there's an F button and an H button on keyboard, and I used them for the first time on my controller, and I saw emotes above my head. I saw heart, I saw a smiley face. I was never able to see them before, and I don't know if they mean the same stuff as emotes, or like they mean like dances and taunts and stuff.
Dances and taunts. They're making their own special ones with the mocap suit. Like he did, like they asked him in the for the record, and he said like still doing stuff like that, pointing and then doing the flash your throat sort of thing. The Decker dance, all that kind of stuff. Those types of emotes, I think talking about, which I guess is cool for them, because I guess this is a major update for them, because they are adding brand new animations to all the heroes. But I just don't view this as in the same scope and even nearly in the same ballpark as console release. Like, it cracks me up that that's on this slide.
They have it like in a gradient of importance. Question: do you guys remember the crowns from the old Master System Paragon?
Yep, the crowns and the horns.
The crowns and the horns, depending on what orientation the characters were from. I hope they continue on with something similar to that, because the lore they already have for these characters is fucking awesome. Like, I don't know if you guys have taken the time to go through and like read the lore of some of these characters that's in their character bios, but it's awesome. Like, I like went through and I read all of them, and I'm like, oh, Kalari's not an assassin. She's a freedom fighter for her country, which has been taken over. And Muriel is her little sister who became an android because she didn't want to have to watch her sister die. Yeah. And like Muriel's like a priest or something, and like stuff like that, and like just small things like that that help kind of build upon the world of the scope of the game and expand it out more than the 5v5 arena that you're playing in. I think is going to be awesome for the game, and the hero mastery system's like a huge step in the right direction for me.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the Q1 updates. Suppose they mean like calendar Q1, not physical Q1, because that's already over with. But so this is the stuff that's going to be implemented soon, like fairly soon. Like console's not going to be for a while, but this is the stuff that's going to get added. Systems for beginners. We're going to have AI matches, Smart Shop with Quick Buy, improvement of tutorials, which they desperately need. Conveniences, item preset systems, something people have been asking for over and over and over again. Smart key UI, hopefully that means that we'll be able to have smart keys found individually for heroes. That's what I'm hoping it means. Improvement of the ping system, I think it's pretty okay how it is. Balance adjustments, game balance and item balance. And then others, they're going to have colorblind mode, which is something, again, a lot of people have been complaining that they don't have. A spectator system, a physics system, a custom game competitive mode. So this is going to be like you'll be able to do draft and stuff in custom games. Controller support, game API, and an AI jungler. So a lot of great things coming this quarter. Probably the biggest deal here would be controller support, because that has kept a lot of people away from playing Overprime, is that they don't have controller support.
I can fully agree with you there. I do, however, also think that another big one is the preset system, the item preset system. I know we were talking about it before, where you're able to have your own build set and just like bind it. Like I think that will decrease your time at the base. But I don't know how really convenient that is, because a lot of times we want to build like if we like have a set, like, okay, I'm gonna play Belica mid lane and this is how I'm gonna build her. Let me put her builds and it's gonna be in my shop. One click of a button, it's right there. I'm just gonna pick from it. I wonder, like, if we're trying to counter build like we're supposed to, that's not feasible. Like, I don't know how much convenient that's gonna come and play, but in general, it's nice to be able to have your own build. Like, for example, if you build it in a third-party software like Paragon Codex, you're able to like transfer under your profile in the game somewhere and actually like just incorporate it.
That'd be nice. Be able to pull builds from some of the top players, some of the top builds, pull it in and use those builds.
I don't think they're gonna take away the items though.
Yeah, you'll still have all items. You could, yeah.
If you have preset, you might have like the smart shop recommended items and like a tab up on top, just like all items. You know how we have 3 tabs? Recommended items, all items, and search. You might just have your own personal tab up top that the game will feed off of for you.
That's actually pretty cool. It decreases the time you need at the core, really. Like, a lot of times you'd be thinking, is this, like, for me personally, I know my cards. It's just sometimes in the game, I'm like sitting at the core, should I get this one or that one? And then I'm like reading the description on some cards because of the color, I guess, that gray color. I'm kind of like having to squint or zoom in, like, this does this, is that, let me refresh. Do I want it? Do I not want it? This kind of decreases your stay at core time, and waiting on that.
When they say physics system, I hope they mean jiggle physics, especially with the new Sparrow skin that's coming out.
Jiggle? Oh my god.
Yeah. That's the only physics system I can think of.
Mangoose, I can
Jiggle?
see you are
Wow.
also an intellectual.
I'm a man of culture.
Sparrow skin. Dude, someone of higher intellect. I see. That Sparrow skin, oh dude, I was already determined to like break through gold into plat, and I'm like, now I gotta be a master. Like, I don't have if that's where that skin's at, that's where I need to be. I don't even play Sparrow.
Yeah, they didn't say
Sparrow is gonna make him jump. He's just gonna jump in front of him. After Sparrow jumps.
Sparrow skin is immaculate.
Yeah, they didn't say what you need to earn in order to get this, like what rank you have to get the Sparrow skin, just that it's a competitive rank reward. I don't know. I think this will definitely encourage some people to play ranked, even if they don't like to play Sparrow. This is a badass skin. I mean, it's a little on the sexy side, but still, it's a really cool fucking skin, and I think a lot of people are going to want to have this skin. So, and they're going to grind for it. It may cause a little bit more frustration though, because like if you're stuck in a bronzy low hell, then and having a hard time climbing out, and you really want this skin, it's just going to make it even more frustrating when you have Twin Blast Jungle and shit like that.
Countess.
I agree. I do have the one negative comment on that skin. They talk about her story being she was lost by her parents and the forest basically became her playground. That's basically me hearing about Faye, because Faye is the forest girl. And then what also reminds me of Faye in that skin for Sparrow is her ears. I wonder why they adapted those ears, which are basically Faye ears. And the original Sparrow, yeah, but the original Sparrow had no ears like that, and all her skins were never used to her being, like the elf version of Sparrow. Those are Faye ears right there.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah,
it is cool.
I don't think it's supposed to be representative of the character within the narrative of the game.
Right.
It's like in Smite, they have pictures one of the Thor skins for Thor and Smite is him in a wedding dress, and that's because in the actual Thor lore, he gets married to a giant so he can steal his hammer back from the giant or something like that, and that's in the game. But that's also not them saying yeah, by the way, Thor and Ymir are about to go on their honeymoon sometime soon. It's just it's just visual eye candy, right? They're people like hot elves, and people will play ranked for the skinny hot elf, and they're right. We will. So I tell, don't laugh, you'll kill me. Oh, fuck, it hurts. I don't think it's indicative of what the actual character narrative is. Oh.
I'm
back.
I'm
gone. Dude, fucking remove me.
I wish they would have told us what the rank requirement was going to be.
They will reiterate on that when she's out, and they fully. I mean, just like they're gonna reiterate on a lot of stuff. I still think they're gonna tease us with Wukong. Maybe bring in a little teaser trailer of him doing something. I think they're gonna give us more information before they actually release this patch, especially with those little details.
I'm telling you right now, the day Wukong comes out, I'm buying that skin.
Oh hell yeah!
Well, speaking of skins, let's move on to that. They put out a release schedule, not only for heroes, but for new skins. Some of them are fucking badass, and thank God Sereth is finally getting a skin.
Fucking finally, dude. Holy shit.
Why was she nude the whole time? I never played Sereth.
No, she just has no skins. What? She has her default skin. That is it. She doesn't even have any recolors.
I mean, Decker too, man. They have the original blue one, and then they just dyed it in red, and that's
yeah. But nobody cares about Decker.
Yes, they do. I wonder what's gonna happen when I stun you across the face, and you were like, "Oh, it's a Decker."
But at least she had something. At least she had a recolor. At least Sereth had absolutely nothing. So it's good to see Sereth getting a skin. That Decker skin, though, I think looks by far the coolest from what we can see in this picture. Looks the coolest out of all of them. I'm curious about this Wing of Darkness skin for Muriel. I think that's going to be badass, but can't really see enough of it here to really make a good call on it.
Dude, the support love that you guys are going to be getting in Q1 is going to be really sick. A new support hero, some quality support skins, dude. Overprime. Yeah. Also, I feel like we've said it before, but it should never go unstated. Overprime skins are unparalleled. They are awesome. They look so good and so clean, and the animations are so nice. I'm a huge fan.
One of the community members said Mr. Chu looks like Johnny Cage. Yep. I said the same.
That's so true.
Like Johnny
TB,
Cage's.
yeah. TB's always known to be playing in style. They're always adding that style to him.
He does a split and then shoots you in the nuts.
Sparrow skin is the original Paragon, like the Pocahontas.
Yeah, but she's way more beautiful. You can tell her details, her facial features.
Let's just
hope more beautiful and prominent.
Hope they put a bra on her because she had them free hanging that Geo titty in that skin. What I remember about that skin.
Mangoes, when you're picking a character, are you like spectating them up close? Are you that one
Yes.
character that like lingers behind women players, like female like players or heroes, like looking at them in the game, like AFK? What you doing? I'm just spectating her.
First thing he does is turn them around.
Yep, that's exactly what I do.
Turns them around.
That's exactly what I do.
That's how he
Especially
keeps his character.
Countess. Like, I go to Hero Select, I pick Countess, spin her around, hands off keyboard.
The first
at
time
her
I
butt.
talked to Magus is like, she got a nerf but a butt buff.
Yeah.
Yo, then tell me, Mangoose, what's written on today? I used one of the Shimby skins. Not the Christmas one, but the other like very colorful one, and she has something written on her butt, like on her shorts.
Cupido?
What's written?
Cupido.
Chupido? Oh, okay, Chupido. Oh,
Chu-
okay,
yeah,
read
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's,
one of the randoms. Yo, turn around and tell me what's written. Read it. So,
You're talking about Dreamy Dancer, right?
yes, Dreamy Dancer.
Then the other skins she has like a sunflower tattoo on her shoulder and stuff. They did a lot of cool shit with Shimby skins.
I'm pretty
Mainly-
sure you've
Yeah, I've
all the
searched
details.
there every inch. Yeah, Rocket Mania is a big Shimby player, so he's done a lot of work on her skins, even her just base skins.
When they give Narbash a lower back tattoo, that's when I'll be.
Tramp stamp.
I think he needs a lift. I think he needs a breast lift for Narbash. So the jiggle physics that Farmer Jenkins was talking about doesn't.
I left the
That's fine.
podcast for a grand total of 39 seconds, and I just step away to take some medicine, and I hear just like, she got a booty buff. Someone put a bra on her. She's free climbing them or free hanging or some shit. And I was like, I've been gone for so short. I have so many comments.
We were trying to see if we can make you choke more.
The Prophet PR, I think somebody did get the game to run on the Steam Deck. I don't know how.
No, it can run on Steam Deck.
Can it?
Yep.
That's
Can
crazy.
run on Steam Deck.
Well, they did. That was that's been almost a month ago, maybe a little bit less than a month ago. They tweeted about it. Paragon the Overprime tweeted like the Steam Deck that now you can play it there. That's been playable. I just haven't really seen anyone who actually said, yeah, I confirm. I've actually tried it.
You're surprised Paragon is still hanging on. It's been like a month. Or Overprime is still hanging on. It's been like a month, and like they lost some numbers over the holidays, but it wasn't like as big as I think anybody made it out to be, and they're still doing really, really well, comparatively speaking to other early access games.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And after early access, it's been not even a month. We're closing to a month, and now this big roadmap update and all these really nice, cool things that are coming. And it's so amazing. I've always seen something about Paragon Overprime that they listen to the community. Like they actually actively listened, and they're actively saying and giving the community what they want. That is so great about them, really. Much
They
respect there.
have been far more transparent than almost any other indie developer that I've ever tracked.
100%.
Because starting with Netmarble on, they constantly engaging with the community, constantly giving us updates. Yeah. There wasn't a week that went, but because I do For the Minions where I track all these games. I've been doing it forever. Once Overprime started giving us updates, it was every week, every single week we had something new to talk about from Overprime, and that's continued. They kind of went silent a little bit after the game came out. They were probably taking a pause for the calls, but now, bam, we get all this. Yeah, they've just been extreme, and not even just with the good stuff. Like even when they're like Ranger talking about them losing numbers and everything, like they don't shy away from sharing what's going on with them with the community, which is really nice to see. But we're on to the final one, the Paragon, the Overprime roadmap. This is just the general roadmap. This is just what we've discussed so far: the new heroes, the new skins, the competitive ranked reward, what they plan for Q1, so the major upcoming updates, and then it'll be official launch is the last thing on their roadmap. So good stuff. I think it's pretty safe to say that console release will be before official launch.
Oh yeah. And it's gonna be big. I'm gonna look forward to seeing the numbers. There's so much that they're doing so quickly, and they also mentioned like some balance changes and stuff that'll be coming in this big patch. So it has me thinking, do you guys think they're going to go through and do some sweeping nerfs and buffs? Because that I've talked to some people about it, and it does leave me a little bit concerned. Because if you close your eyes, venture back with me to the last closed beta, the like 11-day one they did. Imagine a timeline. Faye is dog shit. She is terrible. She is not very great. Gadget still obviously the best character in the game. And then over the course of the game, going into the early access release, Faye is now almost categorically the best character in the game. Hot take, maybe after Muriel. Just saying, Muriel is pretty.
Wait, Faye after Muriel?
That's what the man's saying.
I'll defend this take. I'll die on this hill.
Somebody 1v1 this man.
Oh my god, gamer. As in a 5v5 competition, whether it be esports, ranked, your casuals, or quick battle, there is no character in the game that has the capacity to be as impactful as Muriel does. Dude, okay. All right. I got
but before you go forward with this, you're talking about two completely different roles, two completely different functions in the game. So how are you able to really even compare them? You're talking about a full support versus a full caster. One is causing an insane amount of damage, and one is causing an insane amount of sustainability.
Well, you look at it from the point of who would you ban?
Who would you ban? Yeah, exactly. Who would you
Faye. Faye, yeah, I'd ban Faye over Muriel.
Dude,
if
so
you gave me the choice, I'd
We've
ban
been banning
Muriel.
Faye in ranked, almost all my ranked games. It's either Rampage, Shield, Faye. That's
okay.
the three people.
I have a question for you. I
choice.
have a question for you, Lo, real quick. So I understand your thing. Like basically, you're like apples to oranges, right? Like my response to that is they're both fruit. They can be compared. And so let's say you are a mid laner. You're midding against Faye, and she's like bullying you out of the lane. How can you fix her dealing this surplus of damage to you, right? You can build magical armor, right? You can build tankier, you can build health, you can build magical armor, you can build yourself some cooldown, so maybe you have your escape up if you're a Gideon more quickly. What can you do, item or ability wise, that is in the game to stop the sustain provided by Muriel shields at all?
You have no shield. We need a shield buster item.
There's nothing you can do. There's counterplay to Faye's kit and to Faye's damage and to Faye's abilities. Muriel, you can do zero. If you have a good Muriel, the amount of sustain she can provide a team, there is no good counterplay for it.
And then it's a simple answer. It's a simple answer too. When you have a Faye or Muriel support on the enemy team, you're more carefully playing against a Muriel support than you are a Faye. Especially with Murdoch, when that Faye W keys you, it's not that big of a deal for me. Whereas when I'm playing against a Muriel, so if I have the choice to ban one of them, Muriel would be banned first over Faye.
Wow. Do you agree on that too, Magus? Muriel over Faye?
No, because I don't think people can play Muriel as well as people can play the Faye.
I agree with you.
Currently, I think in the higher you get in competitive, I think it would be more likely to see a Muriel ban than a Faye ban. But because Muriel is she's dope. She's fucking insane. But not a lot of people play her. She's not a murder kill hero, so people don't want to play her. But she can keep her team alive insanely well. So yeah, I think she's highly slept on. Shielding in general in the game is a little overpowered, and they need some kind of shield busting item. It's very common in MOBAs. I don't know why they don't have one. Fucking Fanatics Desert pisses me off so bad, but especially when I'm on Countess, and I think I have an ADC dead to rights, and then that giant shield pops up. Fanatics Desert, goddamn, Player's ID. There's so many of these shielding items that you can't do anything about. It would be nice to have some shield buster item.
Even if it was like an active, like something you could use that's just like you remove all shields off of someone and it's a once per minute thing, I would take it. Shields, I feel are so potent in the game currently, and like Fanatics just as an item, I'm over it. Like as someone who mains like mid and jungle and like very high kill potential roles, it's so frustrating, like comboing into somebody and then they get a whole secondary health bar, and it's just like, oh, that you did, because it's like you don't do anything for it. You built the item and that's it. Then you just have that like chunk of health that you can rely on Fnatic. It's super tilting.
Everybody's Greystone. Everybody's Greystone with these fucking items.
You're like, I'm fucking dead. Why are we playing these games right now? And they're just like, but Fanatics. And they have the lifesteal stacking, so they just shoot you a couple times with the shield. And now when you're ganking someone, they are gaining health. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
You got to burn their blink, and then you got to burn Fanatics, and it's like that's two things you got to burn on an ADC before. I
need them to be more vulnerable than what they actually are. Like, especially considering like some of the ADCs already have good peel. Like Murdoch has self peel, Twin Blast has maneuverability, Sparrow has a movement speed buff now that's actually really solid. It's like, okay, sure, whatever. And already in the game, considering there isn't a real, auto attack penalty, or at least it doesn't feel like there's a real auto attack penalty. Carries are just ADCs are just so maneuverable in the game, and then you get their blink, you get past their self peel, and you're like, now you die, and they're like, oops, I have Fanatics built, got him, and it's just like, oh god, it's so tilting. And that's my tirade for this week, guys.
And now Overprime fixed all of that. We don't have to worry about who's gonna get banned. Wukong's gonna get banned twice.
Yeah.
We'll have to see his kit.
ADC hater.
I'm very nervous about his addition.
Wukong is gonna get banned twice. Each team is gonna ban him to make sure no one gets him.
I'm very nervous about his introduction game.
I will say, Philippine Conclaves, you are correct. Morgesh poison damage should be the counter the game needs to counter shields. Rise up, Morgesh fans. One day Ranger will hear.
Yeah, right now you have to take Spear's Teardrop if you want to hope that finishes them all.
Yeah, and like you said, aside from Countess, every mid laner should be taking it, at least.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, dude, it's potent. It's a good time though. Overall, I will say, despite that little tirade, I still am enjoying the way that the game is being played. I am dying, but outside of that, the game's still been like so much fun, and it's been even more fun because I've been getting tutored recently by a high level player, and it has been awesome. The things I've learned, dude, I'm just like rapidly trying to absorb information to make myself a better player and get as far away from these bronze players as possible because they infuriate me at times. Cause some of these things I've heard are just absolute insanity to me. It's so crazy.
So Taboo, based off of what you're saying about Wukong's abilities being the original OG, yeah, he's gonna be trouble. Whether you want to do objectives or you want to take towers.
Yeah, definitely trouble. I'd say Wukong equals trouble, Iggy equals chaos. Annoyance, chaos. I think the first 2 months for me are gonna be hell on Paragon the Overprime.
And then you're gonna have
hated heroes.
Macro or whatever that little
rodent
squirrel's name is.
Squirrel rodent, whatever. I think that's going to be an exciting one. We still can't say if that anything about that character because we don't know them yet. I just hope people actually play as support and not like try to take him as no, I'm just going to go in the mid lane with them or like off lane or something. He's meant to be a support, damage support. I want to see him there, just like all the other characters. I want to see them where they belong. I'm all about trying heroes in different roles and cross playing like that, but. I want to see a real, I want to see that Mako and support action. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, we're going to troll with him so hard. I just don't know yet how we control with him since we don't know anything about their kit, but I'm pretty excited for that.
So when Wukong drops, I give it the first 5 hours before Raven gets a pentakill.
I think Raven has to reiterate.
I give Raven the first 5 hours before he gets a pentakill.
I mean, his pentacles are gonna get shut down though if there's a Wukong. I don't think he'll get a Quadra and then he'll stop if there's a Wukong on the enemy team.
He'll get a Quadra and then he'll look to the sky and see the
Raven
monkey running across.
First Overprime player that's gonna get a double pentakill on Wukong.
Double.
He's gonna kill the team and then Wukong's clones all at once.
A Deca kill.
Deca kill.
He's gonna kill the team and then turn around to his team and be like, "Not enough."
Now, unfortunately, this week we didn't have enough submissions to do the Pop 5 plays. If you guys do have some really good Overprime plays that you want to submit, the link is still down there in the description. It's a Google form, very easy to fill out. Just send us your stuff and then...
And I want to add to that. So nobody wants to 1v1 nobody. You guys are all friendly, right? I go into those casual matches and these people are like, you know, talking to each other back and forth in the chat, and then suddenly you funnel down 1v1 me in a custom match. And I'm like, here, I'm right here. I think if you guys are still down to 1v1 anybody, definitely that's still up in the air. You know, we'll highlight the match. We'll all be there with you guys. We'll spectate it, and we'll give you guys a highlight here. People can watch it, you know, comment to it. It's still in Mangoose's community post. You can follow there for more information on how to get into that.
Yeah, by the way, you guys can let any one of us know about the 1v1. Just pick somebody.
Just pick a Discord.
And then there's a Steam gift card waiting for you guys. Raven is actually picking a random jungle minion and still getting pentakills.
Listen, guys, I know some of you in chat want to 1v1 this face, and I'll tell you what, I am 100% ready for the competition as soon as I get over this flu. Seriously, I'll take any of you on. By any of you, I mean not Reaper and Raven currently, but you know, I'll catch you guys in a little bit. But yeah, no, I think it would be super cool to interact with the community in that way and see your guys' excuses. 1v1 Muriel's in mid. I mean, we could set it to rest right here.
Raven said, live stream me and Taboo right now. I mean, after we close this down, I would be more than happy to record the two of you going 1v1. That we could post the highlights on the next pop.
Absolutely. By the way, Raven, this is gonna be King of the Hill style. So if either one of you win, you stay for the following week.
Yep, you're gonna stay until somebody shuts you down, Raven. Well, wait. Why are we saying that Raven's gonna win? Maybe Taboo's gonna win. We don't know that.
I said either one of you. I didn't say Raven. Stop picking sides. I said if either one of you wins, you stay.
Taboo, I believe in you.
Chair.
Taboo, take him down, dude. Listen, he can kill 5 people, but there's only one of you, and you're worth 6. So let's get it, Taboo.
Hey, Wukong's not out yet. Okay.
And since you guys don't know the rules, you guys cannot leave mid lane. It's either the first to 5 kills or the first to take the enemy team's tower. T1 tower.
Talk about the Rampage rocks.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
Let the shit talking begin.
There's the ego. That's what I like to see.
Let's start wrapping it up for this week. Ego, any final thoughts, and where can everybody find you? You got the plug.
Hey man, you guys know where you can find me. You can find me on Twitch because I am streaming more. I need to save more of the VODs, but you can find me on Twitch under TheEgoist with 2 E's. It'll be a fun time. I love playing with the community. That means you guys more than anything else. So hit me up, add me on Discord. If you guys don't, you can find me through any of these awesome people right here. But speaking of awesome people, look at the segue. Lo, where can they find you?
They can't hear you, Lo.
God,
you can find me NureOnna on YouTube. It's literally NureOnna, and you can find me also on Twitch on Nure_Onna. I haven't been as much active with live streaming recently on Twitch, but I have been more active, slowly shifting into the YouTube arena here, But definitely you can find me there, always on the Pop Show every Friday. Would be a possibility of shifting things into a Saturday of a podcast, but we're not sure yet. We'll keep you guys updated. Yeah. And again, guys, feel free to use the code in Mangoose's description for your clips there. We'd love to have them. We'd love to show you off. We'd love to shout you out, just like Stunt says. There's a Steam gift card waiting for the winner. We all vote. The whole community gets to vote on whose clip was the best. And definitely on the other event that we have going on right now is the 1v1. We got our first 2 contestants Last week was Mangoose versus Reaper, and Mangoose got his ass whooped. And then now we have Raven up against Taboo. So we're going to be live spectating that shortly here.
Okay. It wasn't an ass whooping, okay?
Yeah, it was.
Let's put up a fight.
Yes, it was. It was a fun ass whooping.
There was some gentle pats of the buttocks, but he tried. It was great.
Only he can tell us if it was gentle or not.
Okay, it just went to the scorecards.
Stunt, you got anything to plug, Stunt?
Yeah, Stunt_V for YouTube and Twitch, guys. You'll catch us in Discord. If you guys want to run games, just let us know. Like they said, either one of us, just let us know. We'll jump in and we'll get some games in with you guys.
All right, and as for me, for stuff to plug, NureOnna and I are actually starting a new project together called MOBA Academy, where we're going to be doing little YouTube shorts, and probably TikToks too, just about very small, bite-sized pieces of information that'll help you get a little bit better at Overprime stuff. Like some like the one I did today was that NureOnna is going to be working on is tips on how to take the mini prime, how to position it a little bit better. Then there'll be tips on how to use it, stuff like that. How to set waves, where to ward, how many wards you can put down. Just a lot of little tidbits of information that should be good for the community. But yeah, other than that, for the minions, I do that every Sunday where I talk about all the games, predecessor, Paragon, the Overprime, and Ethereal. It's going to be a pretty damn big episode this Sunday because I've been sick, and then there was Christmas, and we haven't done one in 2 weeks, so this will be the first one in 3 weeks, and Raven is going to be joining us for that one as well. So yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this week, though. Thank you everybody that has stuck it out in the live, and thank you to everybody that's watching this as the video upload later. Let's get some man geese in the chat, but for now, this is the Paragon, the Overprime partner, signing off. You guys have a good one.